Hello everyone, welcome to the 10th video. Now, in the previous video, we created 2 more tiers. Now on my annotation panel, I have 3 tiers. Okay, now let's do a very quick annotation for the newly added tiers. For the left hand and the right hand, what I will do is just simply writing the basic simple translation of this sign into English. Of course, you can prefer to translate them into Dutch or Turkish. Even it's better to have more tiers for the translations as well. In this way, you increase the accessibility of your data to other researchers in the world who do not know, for example, English. So what I do is just simply clicking on the selected annotation, and this is a lexical sign for book in Turkish. I write book, I click on enter, and I do the same thing for the right hand. I write book, and I click on enter. Now, what I see here is 3 tiers which are independent from each other. And it means that there is no hierarchy among my tiers. And yeah, sometimes it's important to have the hierarchy, especially if, for example, one annotation, one tier belongs to an upper tier. Now, in this example, for example, left hand and the right hand belong to sign tier. Sign tier is like the main tier, and below it, we continue with further annotations. It means that the boundaries of the left hand and the right hand tiers should be indeed within the sign tier. Okay, so in this case, we can think that sign tier is like the parent tier, and the left hand and right hand tiers are like child tiers. When the tiers are independent, this is what happens. In order to show this kind of independency, I will delete the annotation for left hand and the right hand tiers. For this, okay, when I click on the annotated part for each tier, like for example, left hand tier, the line becomes blue. It means that it is active. When I do right click, you will see these options, and I will choose delete annotations. And when I click on this, it deletes the annotation, not the tier, but the annotation. And I will do the same thing for the right hand tier. And then I do delete annotation. And now I have no annotations for left and the right hand tiers. Okay. Now, what I can do is to put, the different boundaries for left hand or right hand, than the ones that we see in sign tier, like this. For example, I can do such a selection, and when I click, and the white box will not be aligning the sign tier. And let me write something like this. And for example, when I do this, okay, it's because they are independent, they can take, the boundaries which can go outside of the first tier. But this is not something what I want. For this example, it might seem very straightforward and simple, but if you are working with, for example, longer discourse, or, at the longer utterance level, then this kind of hierarchies might be important. Otherwise, you have to really arrange the boundaries of each annotation for each tier manually, which might be a bit tiring and cost you more time. So, and in the next video, I will show you what to do and how to create hierarchies among these 3 tiers, so that you will have automatic alignment for the annotation of the child tiers.